Did you know that 80% of people have at least one object in their home that can harm their life and health? Would you like to know what those objects are? And how can you avoid or replace them? Would you like to learn about the principles of spirituality in Buddhist philosophy that will help you create a more harmonious, happy, and healthy environment? If your answer is yes, then this video is for you. In this video I am going to reveal 15 things or objects that could be affecting your well-being and your energy without you realizing it, and I am going to explain how you can eliminate them or replace them with others that benefit you. Additionally, I'm going to show you how you can apply some basic concepts of Buddhism, such as detachment, compassion, and balance, to improve your quality of life and your connection with the universe. Don't miss this video because you will be surprised by what you are going to discover. Stay with me and get ready to transform your home and your life with these practical and simple tips. Let's start. But first let me ask you a question. What do you think is the first thing you should do to create a healthier and more spiritual home? Clean, organize, decorate, or meditate? The answer is going to surprise you, and I am going to give it to you in this video. So don't leave and keep watching this video until the end. I assure you that you will not regret it. 1. Images of aggressive animals. Within the framework of Buddhist philosophy, the conscious choice of visual elements in our environment acquires special relevance. In this sense, representations of aggressive animals, such as ferocious predators, can introduce a discordant vibration into our home. Buddhist philosophy, deeply rooted in compassion and the search for inner peace, finds in these images a counterpoint to its fundamental principles. These aggressive animals often symbolize the constant struggle for survival and the violence inherent in nature. In the context of a space intended for spiritual practice and reflection, the presence of such images can generate an energy that goes against the harmony we seek to cultivate. The choice of symbols more in line with Buddhist principles, such as the elephant, which represents strength and wisdom, or the goldfish, associated with good fortune, aligns more coherently with the aspiration for peace and compassion. 2. Broken mirrors. In Buddhist philosophy, every object and element in our environment has the potential to influence our energy and spiritual well-being. Mirrors, due to their reflective nature, play a prominent role in this context. The belief that broken mirrors attract bad luck and negative energy is echoed in the Buddhist idea of the interconnection of all things. The mirror, by reflecting our image and environment, symbolizes clarity and truth. A broken mirror, on the other hand, represents the distortion and fragmentation of that truth. From a Buddhist perspective, this imbalance can be interpreted as a breakdown in harmony and accurate understanding of reality. Keeping broken mirrors in our home could, according to this perspective, interfere with our ability to perceive things clearly and maintain a balanced state of mind. The Buddhist recommendation would be to repair or replace these mirrors to restore symbolic integrity and, therefore, harmony in our living space. 3. Thorny plants. In the context of a spiritual and philosophical perspective based on Buddhism, the choice of natural elements for the home takes on significant importance. Plants, in particular, symbolize vitality and connection to nature. However, the presence of thorny plants introduces a symbolic complexity that can contradict the principles of harmony and compassion. Thorns, due to their sharp nature, evoke the idea of obstacles and conflicts. In Buddhist philosophy, overcoming barriers and inner peace are sought. Choosing plants that represent this constant struggle can interfere with the positive energy we seek to cultivate in our home. Instead of thorny plants, it is suggested to opt for those that represent peace and prosperity. For example, bamboo, a symbol of flexibility and resilience, or the lotus flower, which emerges flawlessly from murky waters, are options that better align with Buddhist principles. These plants not only add aesthetic beauty but also contribute to creating an environment conducive to meditation and spiritual growth. 4. Violent or disturbing art. On the spiritual path proposed by Buddhism, the visual environment plays a crucial role in influencing our emotions and mental states. The art we choose to decorate our home can have a profound impact on our psyche. In this context, violent or disturbing art can interfere with the search for inner peace and harmony. Graphic depictions of violence, suffering, or chaos can activate intense emotional responses that run counter to the calm and balance sought in Buddhist practice. Constant exposure to these images can generate a negative emotional charge, making it difficult to concentrate on meditation and contemplation. Instead of opting for art that creates disturbances, it is suggested to choose works that inspire serenity and reflection. Paintings that capture the beauty of nature, compassion between living beings, or spiritual search can help create a visually harmonious environment aligned with Buddhist principles. By carefully selecting the art that adorns our spaces, we are making conscious decisions to nurture an environment conducive to spiritual growth. 5. Watches in poor condition. In Buddhist philosophy, time is perceived differently, not just as a linear measurement but as an opportunity for reflection and conscious presence in the present moment. Clocks, as symbols of the passage of time, acquire a special connotation in this context. The presence of watches in poor condition, whether not working properly or damaged, can send a mixed message to the philosophy of mindfulness. A clock that does not keep time accurately can constantly remind us of impermanence and the ephemeral nature of existence, but it can also generate unnecessary anxiety by challenging our ability to organize our daily activities. Instead of watches in poor condition, it is suggested to opt for those that work properly and at the same time reflect the Buddhist idea of living in the present. Watches with minimalist styles or even those that incorporate symbolic elements of Buddhism can serve as subtle reminders of the importance of mindfulness in our daily lives. 6. Borrowed items or unwanted gifts. What objects are in your home? Have you chosen them or have other people given them to you? Do you like them or do they make you uncomfortable? These are some of the questions you should ask yourself if you want to create a home centered on Buddhism, a philosophy that values the purity of intentions and the energy surrounding objects. In Buddhism, it is believed that objects can influence our mood, our health, and our spirituality. That is why it is important that the objects we have in our home reflect our personality, our values, and our aspirations. Objects that do not meet these criteria can produce energies that are not aligned with the harmony and positivity sought in a Buddhist home. These items include borrowed items or unwanted gifts. Borrowed objects can carry other people's stories and energies, and if these experiences are not positive, they could affect the atmosphere of our living space. For example, if we are lent a book that belonged to someone who suffered a tragedy, it is possible that that book conveys sadness or anguish every time we see it. Likewise, unwanted gifts can lead to feelings of obligation or even resentment, which runs counter to the pursuit of compassion and emotional freedom. For example, if we are given an object that we do not like or that we do not need, we may feel guilty for not using it or for wanting to get rid of it, or we may be upset that the person who gave it to us does not know us well or does not respect our tastes. That is why it is suggested, instead, to keep objects in our home that we consciously choose and that are in tune with our own energy and values. By freeing space of unwanted elements, we create an environment conducive to spiritual flourishing and genuine connection with our surroundings. Thus, our home becomes a place of peace, joy, and harmony where we can cultivate our mind and our heart. 7. Broken or cracked glassware. What objects are in your home that are made of glass? Are they in good condition or do they have any breaks or cracks? If you want to create a home centered on Buddhism, you should know that these details are not insignificant. In Buddhist philosophy, every object in our environment can be considered an extension of our own mind and energy. The presence of broken or cracked glassware not only affects our home aesthetically, but can also have negative symbolic connotations. Glass, due to its transparency and fragility, represents clarity and purity. These qualities are essential for spiritual development and enlightenment. A broken cup or a cracked glass breaks with that metaphor, suggesting a break in integrity and harmony. In the Buddhist quest for inner peace, coherence and integrity in all aspects of life are valued. It is recommended, therefore, to get rid of broken or cracked glassware to restore symbolic integrity in our space. Opting for intact glasses and cups in good condition not only improves the aesthetics of the environment, but also contributes to maintaining the positive energy sought in Buddhist philosophy. This practice reflects a commitment to creating a space that is not only visually harmonious but also consistent with the fundamental principles of Buddhist philosophy. In this way, our home becomes a place of peace, joy, and harmony where we can cultivate our mind and our heart. 8. Used clothes from someone else. In Buddhist philosophy, purity of mind and body is essential to cultivating inner peace and spiritual connection. Clothing, as an extension of our being, plays a significant role in this perspective. The presence of another person's used clothing can induce energies and past experiences that are not aligned with the Buddhist principle of purity. The idea is that the clothing retains the energies of the person who previously wore it. If these energies are not positive or in harmony with our own spiritual quest, they can interfere with our state of balance and serenity. It is therefore suggested to opt for new clothes or, if you choose used clothes, make sure that they come from reliable sources. 9. Useless or broken objects. What objects are there in your home that you don't use or that are broken? Do you keep them for any special reason or have you simply not decided to get rid of them? If you want to create a home centered on Buddhism, you should know that these objects can have a negative impact on your well-being and spiritual development. On the Buddhist path, simplicity and renunciation of superfluity are valued as a means to free the mind from unnecessary attachments. The presence of useless or broken objects in the home can hinder this process of detachment and create an environment that does not favor mental clarity or inner peace. Broken objects can represent not only material decay but also the resistance to letting go of what is no longer useful. In Buddhist philosophy, acceptance of impermanence is key, and clinging to damaged objects can symbolize unconscious resistance to this fundamental principle. Buddhism teaches us that everything changes and nothing stays the same, and that we must adapt to changes with equanimity and wisdom. By keeping broken objects in our home, we are denying this reality and generating an unhealthy attachment to what no longer exists. It is suggested to get rid of objects that are no longer useful or are beyond repair. Doing so creates a more organized space free of unnecessary loads, but allowing energy to flow more harmoniously. This practice of material detachment aligns with the very essence of Buddhist philosophy, encouraging the release of attachments to achieve greater peace and clarity. Furthermore, by getting rid of useless or broken objects, we can take the opportunity to practice generosity and compassion, two fundamental virtues in Buddhism. We can donate or give away those objects that can still be of use to someone else or recycle them responsibly to care for the environment. In this way, we are transforming an act of detachment into an act of kindness, benefiting both ourselves and others. This practice reflects a commitment to creating a space that is not only visually harmonious but also consistent with the fundamental principles of Buddhist philosophy. In this way, our home becomes a place of peace, joy, and harmony where we can cultivate our mind and our heart. 10. Excess electronics. What electronic devices are in your home? Do you use them frequently or do you have them accumulated without using them? Do they help you improve your quality of life or do they cause you stress and anxiety? If you want to create a home centered on Buddhism, you should know that these devices can have a negative impact on your well-being and spiritual development. In the search for inner peace and spiritual connection, the environment in which we live plays a fundamental role. The excessive presence of electronic devices in the home can create distractions and disturb the harmony necessary for spiritual practice. Electronic devices, with their constant buzzing and notifications, can fill the space with a restless, scattered energy. Calmness and mindfulness are valued in Buddhist philosophy, and an overabundance of technology can make it difficult to concentrate and connect with the present moment. Buddhism teaches us that we must be present in every moment, observing our mind and emotions with equanimity and compassion. By being constantly connected to electronic devices, we lose the opportunity to connect with ourselves and our environment. It is suggested, therefore, to reduce the use and number of electronic devices in the home and reserve space and time for spiritual practice without interruptions or distractions. Doing so creates a calmer and more harmonious space, conducive to meditation and reflection. This practice of technological detachment aligns with the very essence of Buddhist philosophy, encouraging the release of attachments to achieve greater peace and clarity. Additionally, by reducing the use and number of electronic devices, we can take the opportunity to practice generosity and compassion, two fundamental virtues in Buddhism. We can donate or give away those devices that we no longer need or use little, or recycle them responsibly to care for the environment. In this way, we are transforming an act of detachment into an act of kindness, benefiting both ourselves and others. 11. Sad photos or painful memories. What photos are in your home? Do they make you feel happy or bring back bad memories? If you want to create a home centered on Buddhism, you should know that these images can have an impact on your mood and spiritual development. In Buddhist philosophy, cultivating inner peace involves surrounding yourself with positive energies and fostering a mindset focused on compassion and acceptance. The presence of sad photos or painful memories in the home can interfere with this process by keeping the negative emotional charge associated with those experiences alive. Images that evoke sadness or pain can act as constant reminders of difficult times, making it difficult to find mental serenity. Buddhism teaches us that we must accept suffering as a part of life, but also that we must overcome it with wisdom and compassion. By keeping sad photos or painful memories in our home, we are holding on to the past and fueling unnecessary suffering. Instead, it is recommended to decorate the space with photographs that inspire joy, love, and gratitude. These images can serve as positive reminders and nurture an optimistic mindset. Buddhism teaches us that we should appreciate the good things in life, but also that we should enjoy them without becoming attached to them. By decorating our home with photos that make us happy, we are celebrating the present and generating positive energy. 12. Messy furniture. What furniture is in your home? Are they arranged in an orderly and functional manner or in a chaotic and obtrusive manner? If you want to create a home centered on Buddhism, you should know that these details can have an impact on your mood and spiritual development. In Buddhist philosophy, the connection between external order and mental clarity is fundamental. Cluttered furniture not only affects the aesthetics of the home but can also influence energy and inner peace. Clutter reflects a lack of harmony and can hinder the practice of mindfulness. The accumulation of objects without a clear purpose can generate a feeling of overwhelm and distraction. In Buddhist philosophy, simplicity and renunciation of the superfluous are valued as a means to free the mind from unnecessary attachments. By keeping furniture cluttered in our home, we are creating an environment that does not favor concentration or serenity. Instead, keeping furniture organized and simplified facilitates the circulation of positive energy, promoting an environment conducive to meditation and reflection. Buddhism teaches us that we must be present in every moment, observing our mind and emotions with equanimity and compassion. By organizing the furniture in our home, we are creating a space that helps us be more attentive and aware. 13. Intense lighting. It is an essential element in creating an environment conducive to inner peace and spiritual connection. Light influences our perception, our mood, and our energy, and that is why it is important to choose the right one for each moment and activity. When we seek to relax and meditate, intense lights can be counterproductive, as they create an overly stimulating, active atmosphere that makes it difficult to calm and concentrate. Buddhist philosophy, which values tranquility and mental clarity, teaches us to avoid excessive enlightenment that can disturb the balance between body and mind. Instead, it is recommended to opt for soft, warm lights that create a cozy and relaxing atmosphere that invites introspection and contemplation. The soft light promotes calm and facilitates concentration in meditation and breathing. In addition, colored lights can help harmonize the chakras and balance vital energy. Adjusting home lighting not only affects aesthetics, but also influences the mood and energy of the space. This practice reflects the importance of creating an environment that supports inner peace and spiritual serenity, and that allows us to connect with our essence and with the universe. 14. Predominant dark colors. Colors are a form of expression and communication, and have a direct effect on our mood and energy. In Buddhist philosophy, colors not only represent aspects of reality, but also symbolize spiritual values and qualities. Therefore, the choice of colors in home decoration can have a significant impact on our spiritual practice and our connection with the universe. Predominant dark colors can create a heavy, oppressive and negative atmosphere that absorbs light and hinders mental clarity and spiritual serenity. These colors can generate feelings of sadness, depression, anxiety, or fear that are obstacles to the development of compassion and wisdom. Additionally, dark colors can attract negative energies and block the flow of positive energy in the space. In Buddhist philosophy, the connection with nature and harmony with the environment is valued, which is why it is recommended to opt for lighter and softer colors inspired by nature that create a lighter and more balanced environment. These colors can transmit feelings of peace, joy, hope or love that are essential for the cultivation of happiness and enlightenment. In addition, light colors can reflect light and promote the flow of positive energy in the space. Some examples of light, soft colors that can be used in home decoration are white, which represents purity, innocence and truth. White is the color of light and illumination, and symbolizes the absence of attachment and ignorance. White can create a clean and bright environment that promotes concentration and meditation. Beige, which represents simplicity, humility and naturalness. Beige is the color of earth and wood, and symbolizes connection with nature and stability. Beige can create a warm and welcoming atmosphere that promotes relaxation and balance. Soft green, which represents life, hope and harmony. Green is the color of plants and vegetation, and symbolizes growth, health and prosperity. Soft green can create a cool, calm environment that promotes calm and healing. 15 sources of constant noise. Buddhist philosophy advocates stillness and mindfulness as a means to achieving inner peace and enlightenment. In this context, constant noise sources in the home can be a major obstacle to the ability to concentrate in spiritual practice. Excessive noise disrupts harmony and makes it difficult to connect with the present moment, which is the goal of meditation. Noise can also generate stress, irritation and anxiety, which are negative emotions that affect physical and mental health. Therefore, it is suggested to minimize noise sources, such as noisy appliances, televisions constantly on or any sound that disturbs the tranquility of the environment. By doing so, an environment conducive to meditation and introspection is created, allowing us to access our inner wisdom. Promoting inner peace also involves taking care of the sound environment that surrounds us and choosing those sounds that help us relax and harmonize our energy. Some examples of sounds beneficial for spiritual practice are silence, which is the purest and deepest sound, and which allows us to hear our inner voice and that of the universe. Silence is the ideal state for meditation, as it facilitates concentration and calm. Silence also helps us free ourselves from thoughts and worries that distract us from reality. Music, which is the art of combining sounds in a harmonious and beautiful way, and that allows us to express and transmit emotions and feelings. Music can have a therapeutic and relaxing effect, as long as the appropriate one is chosen for each moment and activity. It is recommended to opt for soft, instrumental music without lyrics, which does not interfere with mindfulness and breathing. Music can also stimulate creativity and imagination, which are important aspects of spiritual development. The sounds of nature, which are the sounds that emanate from natural elements such as water, wind, animals, or plants, and that allow us to connect with nature and the cycle of life. The sounds of nature can have a calming and healing effect, as they remind us of our essence and our belonging to the universe. The sounds of nature can also inspire us to cultivate gratitude and compassion, which are essential virtues for happiness and enlightenment, and thus concludes our exploration of 15 elements that, from the perspective of Buddhist philosophy, can influence the energy of our home and, therefore, our inner peace and spiritual growth. I invite you to apply these principles in your daily life, to consciously create a space that reflects your values and spiritual aspirations. If this content has resonated with you, I encourage you to leave your comments and share your experiences in the section below. Also, don't forget to click on the video on the screen to explore more content related to spirituality and personal. I appreciate your time and energy shared on this journey of self-discovery. May your home become a refuge of peace and serenity, as you continue your path towards a fuller and more conscious life. Namaste.